this light looks horrible? Or do you want to look like this? Now, most of us will start with at least one light with a bit of direction. So let's do that. Now we have a main light on. You may be asking or wondering, what light am I using exactly? This is the Westcott L60B, an incredible, affordable quality light that I can use for my photography shoots, video production, and in this case, a beautiful main light source. This is a good start, but we want to go somewhere. We want to be able to craft something. Now, first of all, let's turn this main overhead light off. We have our main light source, but we need some atmosphere, something to fill up the room, add a bit of depth and a bit of luxury to what we're doing. Now, trust me, when you start doing this kind of stuff, people will pay attention when you're on a Zoom call or you're doing your ordinary content creation. So let's have a look at this. First of all, let's get the rim light happening here. Okay, that little bit of an edge light. I've actually got a snoot with a grid and a teal gel that adds that bit of a contrast between some warm tones that we'll activate in a moment. Now, I've got dark hair and I've got a little bit of hair light, but I want a bit more of a separation, so let me do that. See how I've got that edge? I adjust my light, not really scientifically, but I'm doing it to taste. Now, at the start of my career, I would be using a light meter and doing all these different things. You don't need to do that. You can see live. That's the beauty of continuous lighting. You can see what it looks like. So you adjust the lighting to taste, but you first got to start with your main light and then adjust accordingly. If you want to see the evidence of an edge light and also a hair light, you might want to turn the main light off. So let's just try that for a moment so you get an idea of what's going on. So let's do that. Okay, that little bit of an edge. I do not want that edge to hit my nose. So that's an important one. Okay, now there's the hair light. You can see detail on the top of my head and over here as well. When you turn the main light on, now we're working it. It looks really, really cool, but we want to add some depth. So first of all, let's see a beautiful quality of light coming through a textured piece of furniture. Now, right behind me, you might have a look over here. There's a little textured piece of furniture. Basically, it's like a coffee table with holes in it. And I have an L60B on the warmest quality of light, beautiful warm tone, illuminating the wall and giving me these beautiful dramatic shadows that you can actually see. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, well, I don't have a holy coffee table. So I totally get that. If you want to create interesting patterns on your background, the Lindsay Adler optical spot is perfect for it. You can add gobos and textures, and you can create something totally unique to you. So don't think you can't emulate this. You can, just do it to taste. And the optical spot from Westcott. By the way, we're being filmed here with a mirrorless Nikon camera, and I'm on a 35mm f1.8 lens. It's using auto area AF. It's actually picking up my eye in focus, so I can sort of move around and it's got no problem. But that's why I can shoot with a shallow depth, because the camera is doing the hard work. I can move around and gesture and annotate and have no problem doing that. Let's keep on going here. Let's add some lights to add more atmosphere. Now, as you can see behind me, we've got these two tall leather couches. And what I want to do is I want to illuminate them. So I grab yet another L60B light and pin light it, a little snoot with the grid, illuminating part of that chair. I go one, I go on the other. Now, why did I pick furniture like this? Because no one else can replicate this look. And that's the beauty of what you can do with your own lights. The beauty of the Westcott L60Bs is that they're very affordable. The quality of light is beautiful. They're flicker free, so you can actually do filming content without seeing that shutter effect that you may see when you're photographing with ambient. Let's just call it what it is. Like, quality lights are quality lights. We don't want to get those lights that have that kind of a problem. We're after pure quality of light that gives us somewhere to go. Now, in this case, the L60Bs are bicolor. They're going to be a warm light. They're going to be a cool light. Depends on what you want. If you want a clean, simple light that resembles daylight, you're going to put it on 5500 Kelvin degrees. That gives you a cool quality of light. If you want it on warm, of course, you're going to lower that to maybe 3500 Kelvin degrees, which is right behind me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, simply turn one of the knobs until it looks good. That's the beauty of it. Now, let's do this from scratch. Let's see where we started and see what we've gotten to, and you will never go back. So let's turn these lights off one by one. Let's turn our ambient light on. Okay, so this was you before you saw this episode and before you did the homework and before you bought a bunch of L60Bs from Westcott. Now let's have a look. Let's turn this light off. Now we have a main light source. Now we have that little bit of an edge light. Make sure that light doesn't touch the nose, otherwise it looks a little bit weird. Bit of a teal gel. We'll add the hair light. It's looking better still. We've got that background light. Now it's looking incredible. Now we add that accent, and now we mean business. Here's the cool thing, guys. Without saying a word, I'm on my Zoom calls and straight away people know that I'm professional. This particular thoughtfulness behind what I'm doing is so important. So you may not afford 5 or 6 lights, but I'm telling you, with the affordability and the quality of these lights, start with 1, maybe add 2. Or you might even actually use a window light for your edge light. You might use one of these as your main. All I know is start with 1. You might go for some ambience. You might accent different parts of your furniture. But be sure to look professional no matter what you do for a living. So whether you're on Zoom calls, whether you're doing content creation, have some fun with lights, and be sure to check out fjwestcott.com with L60B series. And if you want something a bit brighter, go for the 120Bs or possibly even the Ice Light 3 if you want a bit of a sliver of light for something a little bit different. Just know when I walk into a room like this is a permanent setting for me. I do not touch this. I've devoted a bedroom for my content creation. So all I've got to do is wake up in the morning, start creating content, and I go onto my app. I press a couple of buttons, my lights turn on. It is so simple. Take your time, have fun, be efficient, but make sure you look professional.